Hello, fellow crafters. Hello, 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 fellow crafters. I wanted to show you really quickly some of the cards that we're going to be making today. Okay, and I've pre-cut some of the stuff. Look how cute that is. And here's like a little tag, and here's another really adorable tag. So let me show you this one because I think you can't really see. All right, look how super stinking cute that is. Okay. So it says let it snow to, and then the last one says from. Stinking, stinking cute. Okay, so we can definitely make some of those. And these are all featuring sophisticated sled. The number is 164340, and then the coordinating dies is 164133. Now, if you get the bundle, it's always a 10% off just getting both, and I do that, and then I actually put a magnetic sheet inside and I keep them together, so I never have to go looking for it or find extra storage space. And I just use this stamp, this stamp. Oh, I'm going to need this stamp too. I have just realized that I need to stamp this as well, so I'll put that down. And those are the only ones I'm going to be using. I guess I could use let it snow, but let's do one at a time. So I'm going to put this aside for right now. I'm also going to be using sophisticated Iconic Celebrations paper packet for their 6x6 papers, designer series paper. And I'm also going to use the embossing folder. If you don't have the embossing folder, don't worry about it. It's okay. The item number for that is 162026. Because instead of embossing, you can do hand stamping. And for the tags that you see on these, I did use Greetings of the Seasons. This is how they look. And it's 164112. Of course, I put it on magnetic sheets. I just think it's a little bit more secure. So that's just me and my habits. So I'm going to put this aside. And we're going to need Memento, black ink. We're going to need Mosey Meadow and Night of Navy. For cardstock, we're going to need Cherry Cobbler. This one's very vanilla. Smoky Slate. You could either use Smoky Slate, or if you have silver metallic paper, that'll work. Misty Moonlight. Mossy Meadows. What did I have here? Smoky Slate or Great Granite. And Night of Navy. Okay, so those are the cardstocks that we're going to use, and I only use the 8.5 by 11 sheets. So the first thing you're going to do is with the actually it should be this one, Misty Moonlight. What we're going to do is I'm going to grab my trimmer. We're going to actually let's start off with, I'm going to start with this card. So I move this aside. So one of the challenges I had as I was prepping for this workshop is I actually have a cyst in my hand and I had to have it operated, removed, so apologize for the bandage. I had planned this workshop ahead of my medical issues, but I think I can still show you how to make this. So we're going to use Very Vanilla for the card base. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Very Vanilla, and we're going to cut it at 5.5. Okay. And where's my, okay, and this is the pick, right, the pick tool. So I'm going to turn it around. I should have another piece here. I'm going to use the stylus piece. So if you don't have the Stampin' Up! Trimmer, which I do recommend, but if you don't have it, what you're going to do is go at 4 1/4, close this down and just go like this, and then you can fold your card 4 1/4. Okay, so I'm going to do this again so you can see what I'm doing. I put this at 4 1/4. I don't know if you can see that. Let me move it up. Let me move this out of the way and move this up at 4 1/4. Right. Take my stylus, or if you have a bone folder, you can use your bone folder as well. But I have this great tool, so I figured I might as well show you how to use it, right? Another use for it, at least. All right, and then I just burnish it. And put this in a safe place because I don't want to lose my heads here. All right, so I'm going to put this aside. Now, the card base, I know I wrote this down. The card base is, let me get my ruler just to make sure. 4 by 5. Yep, 4 by 5 1/4. So it's 5 1/4 height by 4 inches in width. So we're going to grab our Mosey Meadow. Where is it? It's the green one. And I'm going to cut it right now. I'm going to cut this at 5 1/4. And then I'm going to cut this at by 4. Okay. It's all over here, out of the way. Okay. So now we have a pretty card base. We have the mat. And for an iconic celebrations paper, it's the one that looks like this, okay? So one side has like the holly berries and the other one is the plaid. I only had one left, so I decided to just go ahead and use it for this front. And given that the plaid, I didn't have any left over. So what I did is I made a couple of different ones. So I think I'm going to use this one instead. Okay, so what I did is I took this pattern paper, the ones with the pink candy cane. I actually use my labels die, this one, the greetings of the season die, this large one right here, this large one, and I die cut, falling apart here, and I die cut this part for the center. Okay. All right, now for these dies, I'm just going to show you the dies. For this particular one, I used this in 2 types of green. I use apple, green apple, and I used Mosey Metal. Okay, for this piece. And I know I made it. Where is it? Where did I know I die cut it just now. Here's the other one. Okay, so I wanted to use 2 types of green. And so, oops, so that's this piece here to create that. So I made one in Mosey Meadow, one in green apple. The next piece of this component is the sled itself. Now you're going to see 2 different kinds of sled. This one is if you want to just stamp this image, and then this one is the actual die cut. Okay, so what I did is, where is it? It's right in here. Okay, so I used one of my grays. You could use gray granite, or you can use smoky slate, or you can use metallic cardstock just to create the base of that. Now, what I also did is the blades for the skates, I just put it right in there. That way I save on cardstock when I went ahead and cut the skates. So I have that right here. Need to get tweezers because it's, so that's what I did there. You see, so I use the 2 dies there. Okay. So you put that back so you know. So you can use either metallic cardstock or you can use one of your gray cardstock. Okay. Now for the laces, I decided to use Misty Moonlight. So we got the skates here. The skates were made in white. And I also made this in white. So here's the skates. Okay. So that's that die. And then for the sentiment, I'm just going to pull this out so you guys can see it. I use this oval one. Okay. All right. I'm just going to maybe put this like that. Let me put this one back. All right. So you can see for the lace, we talked about the lace. This was the lace that I used. So to cut that out, let's see. Am I missing a lace for this? Okay. Let me see where. Move this out of the way briefly. I feel like I'm a little bit crowded in here. Pardon me. It's not in here. I know I made laces. Okay, let me grab some from over here. Okay, let me just grab it from here. Let me put this back so I don't lose it. Okay. So, all right. Okay. Last but not least is I used, let's see if I have it here. No, I don't have it here. Okay. I use crumb cake cardstock to make this. Now you see these have little holes in it and you want to cut out, make sure all the negative is poked out. Okay. Same thing with this piece. Okay. Let me trash these little scraps. All right. You're going to need some wet adhesive, very fine wet adhesive. Which for some reason I'm having trouble placing it. Oh, I know where I put it. Okay, well, I have this one. I guess I can try this one. I haven't used this in a long time. Okay. All right, I'm going to try using this one. It's an old one. I need to finish it up. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and try to put all the little pieces together first. I like starting off with all the hard stuff first. So that's the little skates. Okay, you can see the skates there and you can see the laces, right? And that's like the little, so if you look here, I don't know if you could, there you go. And then you have your little lace. You see there's like little ridges. And so you're going to glue that right on there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. I haven't used this in a long time. I hope it works. I could tell I have some here, so I know there's glue in here. I used to use these a lot when I first started crafting. Nope, it's not working. All right, I am going to just have to trash these and try these. Let's see here if this would work. Okay, I'm gonna grab my little laces. It's not what I would use normally. If you're here, please say hi and tell me where you're watching from. I know I have a lot of Canadians, Americans, Australians, New Zealanders. Next, I'm going to put the blades on. Okay, so that's how that looks. I'm a type of person that likes to try different kinds of adhesives just to see what works or what doesn't work. Of course, there's tons out there on the market. Um, but when I have really intricate ones, I like using Exron. Exron, yeah, an Exron. It's like, I joke. I said that's the only X I approve of. Okay, so we have our two skates, which I think are super cute. And I have, let's see if this is, I have this too. I didn't even try this one. Okay, let's see. All right, so we have that, we have that. And now we need to form our sleigh. Okay, so what I found to be, so right here, we're going to line down the bottoms. Okay, so I'm going to try this one, see if this one works. It's like everything is clogged. I don't understand. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. Great. That doesn't work. Let's see here. Let's see. Oh, you're kidding me. And the other challenge is I have trouble squeezing because of my hand. So I should have a needle. I will have to be right back. I'm surprised that every glue that I have is clogged up. Not what I prepared, and I had like 4 as backups. And so just give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. All right. So I found this one. I know I ran out of the other one that's sold by through Stampin' Up. So, but here we go. I just put a little bit of dots, and I put a little bit of dots here. So I have this what's called a nail polish holder, and I like to just stick that right on top. Here we go. Oh, now I've got ink on my fingers. Okay. And then we're going to put this part on the top there. So I just put, again, a few dots here, here, and here. And if it keeps lifting, it probably needs a little bit of adhesive there. So I'll just pinch it. And this is where I'm going to lay it. Next, I am going to have these 2 holly branches. I'm going to use the lighter one on the bottom. and I'm just going to put it towards the top. Now, here's the thing that I would recommend. Yeah, I guess you could do that. Yeah, let me do it now. Okay. So I'm just going to put a little bit of dabs of glue along the arch. And then we're going to press this down. Use my little circle in the center. What I mean by the little circle right there. And then I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to dab a little bit of glue in a couple of spots there. And I'm going to shift it a little bit so that it, it's not quite exactly overlapping. Now, you're going to need some twine, and it's up to you what color twine. You could use linen thread, just a plain color one. There's also the natural tones linen thread. Whichever one you want to use is fine. For this purpose, I am just going to use this one. If you are a former Close to My Heart consultant, if you happen to have waxy flax, I don't know if you remember what that is. It's just fine thread, but it has a waxy film to it. Let me trim this. Here we go. Now for this one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the loop here. I'm going to loop it through here. All right. Oops, go ahead. Come on. All right. There we go. And then I'm going to loop the other one. Okay. So we've got now 2, right? And then we're going to tie it up through the top of the sled. So, oops, here we go. So I'm going to lift my sled. I'm going to put one like through here, and I'm going to put the other one through here. Whoa. All right. And there we go. So we're going to do like that, just so I can see what length I want it. Oops. Come on. All of a sudden I'm having trouble. Like my fingers don't want to work. Came through. There we go. Okay, let me just get the other one before I lose. There. Okay. And I am going to try to do a knot on this. Okay, let's see if that looks good. Okay. I need to make it a little bit tighter, so I'm just going to do a second knot here. And then I'll snip the excess. Okay. Oh no, that's a little too short. Great. That's okay. I'm going to snip it and do it again. I don't like it. I'll put another piece here. I'll cut this one. Try it again. Okay. Let's try this one more time. put this through here. All right, there we go. And I like that. See the length. All right. Okay, I just did a quick knot. All right, that looks great. I like that. All right, much better. All right, so the rest should be easy peasy because we're just going to glue stuff down. We're also going to need to put a little thread through this one. Ooh, I can't believe I just dropped that. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's now start. So we have these pieces already. So let's start gluing some of this down. Okay, so I've got okay, right, I'm going to center that. Then we're going to put a little bit of glue here. Okay. All right, next we're going to layer this catty cornered like this. Actually, no, let's do it like this. And then we move this catty cornered. Okay, because we need to make room for our sentiment here, down here. So let's go ahead and glue this down here. So it's about, I consider like 1 finger length here. So I'm just going to put some glue in the back. And then we're going to put a little bit of glue here. Okay. I'm just going to put it like this. And I don't really care if it's outside of the tag because that just kind of adds to the visual effects. And we can definitely secure these down either with a glue dot. I think that's what I used. I'm just going to have a little bit of a tape runner, so I'll just use that. Is it open? Yeah, it is. A little bit there and a little bit here. Okay. Now we've got to, this is a little lifted, so let me put a little bit of glue on the bottom there, behind this. There we go. All right. Next, we have to do this, stamp the sentiment right here. And we're going to also need foam squares. So let's go ahead and stamp that. I'm going to use, I use Mosey Meadows ink pad. And here, where's the sentiment? Here we go. I always like doing a test. That looks good. And here we go. And it's just right. All right, wonderful. So I'm going to close this up. Now that that's stamped, we can go ahead and use our linen. Sorry, I dropped something. And we're going to put a tag here. Just need a little bit of linen thread here. And what I normally do is I just pinch it really tight and loop it through. So I can put my finger in the middle, and then I'm able to slide that in very nicely, and then I trim the edges. All right, so we're going to use our dimensionals. All right, we're going to use our dimensionals. This one is the large one, which is fine. Okay. All right, let's fold it and get one out. All right, here we go. There's one there. And one over here. That should be enough. Ah, there we go with the thread again. All right, I'm going to make sure I put it at the top so I don't keep falling. Okay. Trash this. And then I put this one right on here. And we're going to put some embellishments. Now, whatever gems that you have, go ahead and use those. I'm going to be using cherry cobbler and pearl. That product number is 164119. I think it's so awesome. This is under the exclusive, online exclusive, both this paper and this embellishment, and even the stamp and die set. So I like the little cluster right in the middle. And then the individual pieces, I just put it on the sides there. So it looks like we have berries on the holly. Okay. And I'm going to put this aside. Okay, so that is, we're done with card number 1. Pretty easy peasy. All right, so this is a little longer, so I'm just going to trim it so it fits in the envelope comfortably. And we're done with this. All right, moving along, let's do a second one. Let's do a second one. How about this one? Okay. So this, let me get it out of, take it out of here so you can actually see it. All right. So if you, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, you can see it now. Right here, you see it has embossing. There's a stamp on for the little cardinal. You have the same sentiment, but in a different color. Same type of colors for the cardstock, but we're going to use Misty Moonlight cardstock, and we're going to use one of the DSP papers from Iconic Celebrations, and again, Misty Moonlight ink pad. So the first thing we're going to do is, of course, we're going to grab our Misty Moonlight cardstock, and we're going to trim it in half at 5.5. Okay, using our tool here, we're going to put this at 4.25. And we're just going to create a nice little crease line so that we can easily fold this. Let's try again. 4.25. Fold this down. Okay. Pretty easy peasy, right? All right. Now we're going to need another piece as well. This piece here, I guess I should look at the instructions I have here. That's right. I have a ruler. 3 inches in width. So let's go ahead and just do that. We already have the height, so we just need the width. So let's cut this at 3 inches. Okay. We're going to need white cardstock, right? We're going to need a white cardstock. And that one's going to measure 4 inches by 5.25. Now, just for time's sake, I went ahead and embossed it, but I will show you what to do if you don't have, actually I should do it like this. I think I want to do it the other way this time. If you don't have the embossing folder, what else can you do to give it that snowy effect? So I have an extra one here. And of course, we're going to have we're going to cut our leaves and our birds and everything else. So let's go ahead and put those pieces together. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make sure that our stamp is nice and clean. That's first off. And I always like to stamp it on the paper just to make sure there's no extra moisture or color. We're going to use the snowflakes from the stamp. And I had it right here. What did I do with it? Oh, put it right here. Now we're still going to need an extra piece for the inside because we're going to stamp, we're going to stamp some snowflakes. So what I was going to suggest is that you do the same thing. You're going to have two pieces like this. So let's go ahead and, if you can go ahead and, if for your first one, stamp in blue. And actually, I guess I need Misty Meadows. Okay, give me a minute. Misty Moonlight, excuse me. I have here, sorry, did this one in navy, but that's okay. We can just do it in navy. So we're just gonna gently tap there, gently tap. Let me turn it this way. Gently tap there. And if you're gonna do, let me show you this again. If you don't have the embossing folder and you just want to stamp some snowflakes on the side, you can go ahead and do that. Okay. And then we're going to also be sure to stamp our sentiment in the same color. So I know I cut out a couple of those tags. Here we go. Here's the tag. And here's the same sentiment. So I'm going to make sure it's nice and straight. There you go. And I can just clean this off, put it aside. Just like stamping, make sure I have all the ink off. Okay, perfect. So we have our two stamped images here. We're just gonna move this aside and close my ink so I don't make any boo-boos with those inks. And I need something to wash my hands. I'm all inked up. Baby wipes, not just for babies. This one is a pen that exploded. It's like, great. 48 hours in and my pen just exploded. All right. Moving along, let's make sure I got any of these pieces. Okay, so this one's done. Let me put this aside. Okay. Now, what did I do with the pieces that I had for that? Oh, I think I put that in here. All right, let's go ahead and try to put this together. Looks like I need to make some laces as well. Okay. Okay. I know I cut like 3 leaves, 3 holly wreaths. Okay, so I'll just use this then and cut some more pieces. So I need this and I need the laces. All right, let me show you how to do that. This goes in here. This goes like this. And here we have one in that color. Okay, so let me get my tools. Okay, so I'm going to need the holly. And I am going to need the laces. Okay, so let me go ahead and get all that situated. Give me minutes. Shouldn't be shifting, but it is. Okay. 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 So we have that done. I can put that over there, and then I needed laces. I think I'm going to cut out. Let me pop these out. Okay, come on. All right, so here we have our laces. Pop this piece out. Accidentally pushed it back down. Okay, let's try this one more time. There we go. All right, put that there. I have little dots there. All right. Put this here. Put the wreath here. Okay. Okay. All right, so let's get this out of the way. Sorry for the loud noise. All right. Oh, I know I did the bird. Oh, look, I forgot about the bird. I know I did the bird. So bizarre. I cut out all the pieces and now for some reason they've disappeared on me. Seriously, I know I did the bird. Put it in here. No. Okay, let's see. Here he is. I knew I did the bird. Okay. All right, so we need a pattern paper. Let me grab. I usually put them in these little my pattern papers are 6x6, an origami organizer, and we need the one with the snowflakes. I mean, I've gone through most of these papers. How pretty cool is that? Look how pretty that is. That would look really nice too. Get the birds, hearts. Here we go. All right. All right. And we need to cut a portion of this right here, right? The pattern paper. Two and 3/4. Okay, so let me move this out of the way completely so I can cut that 2 3/4. That's how that goes. And then whatever height this is. Oops. Okay. 5.5. So I just have to cut a 1/2 inch. All right. Now I can put this away. All right, so now we've got our pieces. I'll put that away over here. Whoops. And that's how I lose stuff. Okay. I love the way this looks. Look how great that looks. All right, so let me go ahead and glue this down. Okay, then I'm going to glue this on top of the cardstock. Ah, don't get on there. Right in this middle. So there's like a little border on both sides. There we go. Come on. To make sure it's top and bottom is touching. There we go. All right. There it is. So you see there's like a little bit of border on both sides. Now I'm going to glue that to the center of the card. Okay. Okay. And that's going to be right in the center. Just holding it down for a minute. I'm doing that. Let me put some adhesive on this. Okay. I'm going to open this up. And I'm going to put my stamped snowflakes in the center, in the inside. Ah! This came undone. I was a little too impatient there. Okay. So I'm just going to put this aside while we assemble the sleigh. Okay. Leave that alone so it can just dry. Okay, so here are the 2 sleds. I'm missing my gray piece, which is right here. Okay. Let's go ahead and start constructing. So we're going to do the bottom, right? Bottom. Okay. I think I need to poke a couple of holes and pieces out. Okay. Okay. So that's how I put that. Whoops. A little klutzy today. All right, and then I'm just going to put right across here some adhesive, and I'm going to place that down here. I really love this because I can just see myself making ornaments out of this. Now we're going to do along this curved part of the sled. I'm going to do the light one first. Okay. I'm going to do the darker one. So I didn't put it on exactly perfectly because this one will go on perfectly. See, so now you can see a little bit of the light green underneath. Okay. That looks great. Let me start working on this. Where's the bottoms of this? So I'm just going to put a little dab of glue here and a little bit of dab of glue there. And I'm missing the blades. Okay, let me put this down. There we go. Push down. Here we go. Push down. All right. So these are all little pieces I get your trash. Check to make sure I didn't lose the skates. Okay. Aha! See, I knew I had pieces done. So where's the... here we go. See, I know I had done it. So I've done it twice. That's okay. No harm done. No harm done. So we got to make sure we put the bottom of the skates. Okay. For right now, we're going to need some linen. So I got a long one for the skates, and I'm going to need a little one for the tag. Whoops, there we go. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to cut this a little bit shorter. Okay. Okay. I'm going to try doing a reverse. I'm going to try to put this through here first. Okay. And I'm going to tie a knot here. That sounds a little weird, but that's okay because I'm going to put glue behind the skates. Ooh, that's not where I wanted the knot. I wanted the knot. That's fine. Okay. So I'm going to put a glue dot. Here are my mini glue dots. Put a glue dot here for this part. And I'm just going to keep that secure there. And we're going to make sure that, actually I'm going to cut this a little shorter. And then I'm going to put some glue dots for this. One's at the bottom, one's down here. Okay. And here we have it covering there. And we're going to do the same thing. We're going to put some glue dots here. Okay, great. Okay. So we have all of that. I'm going to glue this down. Okay. Move this to top angle like that. I'm going to put some foamies here. 3-dimensional Stampin' Dimensionals. Oh, got a third one by mistake. That's okay. I'll just use it. Wants to tag along, it's fine. Very interesting. It's defective. Okay. Not defective, is just sticking to itself. All right. And I'm going to put this like so down here. Okay. Now we still have to put our cardinal. I haven't forgotten about him. No, I don't know where he disappeared to right now on my desk. So let me take a look. I do have an extra one here, so no biggie. All right. So we have my little cardinal stamp right there. And we're going to use Memento ink because it's nice and dark. I like to test things out. It's the first time I'm stamping. Yeah, there we go. And I like stamping on colored cardstock. It's just easier since the pad's white. It's less confusion there. Clean my stamp. Check, make sure it's nice and clean. Okay, now we can put a glue dot there. I like to put a couple of glue dots, or you can use wet adhesive, whatever you have is fine. Here we go. Oops, I missed one. There we go. Okay. Okay, this one's a little, I'm going to trim it a little bit. There we go. Okay. Okay. Now you can use, oh no, I've got glue on this. I can remove it easily while it's still wet. All right. So here we have it. We have a little, now you can use apple red if you want. But here we have our card number 2. So I'm going to put this aside. Okay, I'm going to flip this over so I have a nice clean surface to start working on for the next 2 tags. Here's one. And let's see. I'm not using the skates. I'm using this, 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 this. Oh, I think I used cream on this one, but that's okay. I'm going to use that one. Okay. Now I do need a tag. So first of all, let me just go ahead and start working on the sleigh real quick, and I can put that aside so it can dry. While I work on the rest of the pieces. We're almost done. Now remember, you can put these on scrapbook pages as dimensionals. So you have a person who's, skating, you can go ahead and not use this and just look how pretty that is. So I'm going to start off with my base. So I'm going to punch these out. Okay. Then we're going to put some adhesive along the edges. To there. And that's when I put this down. Oops, I forgot one. Poke that little circle out. All right. Next, we're going to, wait, I'm missing the top part. Here we go. Okay, we're going to put adhesive here. Okay. Okay, and then we're going to put adhesive on the top. Okay. Oh, right. This one I actually did it a little bit lower. That's okay. I did this one a little bit lower. Actually put it down here. Forgot about that. Part of the slide is lifting, so let me make sure I stick that one down. That's the good thing about wet adhesive. It's forgiving and it's clear glue, so you can't really see it. And then for this, if you notice, I used a lot of twine or thread there. So we've got a couple of, I should have used this in cream, but anyway, we've got 3 of them. All right, we've got, this one should be olive green, vanilla, and vanilla, apple red, and old olive. So this one says "Let It Snow," which is right there. Whoops, come on. I think that's it. Yep, "Let It Snow." Just going to remove my little bird. So I'm not going to need birdie anymore. But I am going to need black ink. There it is, "Let It Snow." Now, I did it in black, but you can certainly do it in a different color. So let me show you that. The reason I picked black this time is because, see, when it gets to this part, it may not be shown. You may not be able to see it. Let's see. Do I have a to and from? I do not have a to and from here. So I probably had that from a different stamp. Let me see if I have the instructions. Oh well. All right. So let me go ahead and put some twine on this, or some. So it's the white, the green, then the red. There we go. I think that's good. And I just usually eyeball it, so I apologize if I'm not giving exact measurements for this. I'm going to do something a little different. I'm going to actually go like this and then put a knot up here. Let's find this might be a little easier. Like so. It's just showing a little bit. So let me cut this piece out. And then we're going to put some like this. We're going to knot that. Pull on this string so it can be a little bit short on that side. There we go. Okay. So let's get our glue dots. I find like for ribbons and things like that, glue dots are strong enough. Okay. Now this design I want to mention is the author of this design. Her name is Ingrid. Let me see here. Sigrid. I'm sorry. Sigrid Anderson. And she's also with Stampin' Up! As a demonstrator. So here we go. Look at that. Pretty cool. Okay. We're going to put some foams in the back. Come on. I think that should be fine. And if you notice, I make sure that it's not like showing. There. I want to make sure it's not showing. Now we do need to create a tag. Okay, we do need to create some tags. So let me just put this aside. And create a tag. Now again, we're going to grab some sophisticated iconic celebrations. Excuse me, I knew I was saying it wrong. Iconic celebrations paper. Well, so this is, okay, the back of that green one. That one's good too. This one's really cool. I think that would look really nice as a background. Now I used a lot of these papers. I think I already used the tree, so I'm going to go and substitute it. I could use this tree paper, right? That's a tree. I like the green, but I'm wondering if this would look really cute. Looks like snowflakes. I don't know. What do you think? Or do you think I should make it out of this? I think I'm going to go a little bit different. I guess I could use this. Let me go ahead and do that then. Now, I will say that, pardon me, so we're going to need our tag and we need to cut out the tag. Now the back is with Very Vanilla, so we're going to need to cut out 2 tags. And I happen to have a scrap, so that'll work. All right, let me get my machine back up here. Okay, nope, not this one. I should have the tag in here. this big one. Okay. Which one should I use? Kind of like both, to be honest with you. I'm curious to see how it looks with this tree paper. Okay. Okay. I think that'll look okay. That'll look even better. I like the blue side better. Okay. Now I'm going to need to make another tag, of course. And just try to clear. Oops, that's right. Okay. Put that in here. Okay. All right. Now we have so this is the tag, and we have two sides to it. We can use this and just kind of put it like that. That looks great, just the way it is. And it's a different look. Or we can turn it this way. Really fun look. So I think I'm going to use the blue side. I kind of like the blue. I think both of them look great, to be honest with you. But I am going to do this one just because I think the blue is going to make it pop more. And I'm just going to glue the two together. And we're going to decorate this side by just putting this on here. Okay. All right, now there's still room here to put tag. And then we put some snowflakes. Now, okay, you see the snowflakes? And it looks like they also put some Wink of Stella. So I don't have those exact snowflakes, but I do have the new ones that just came out in the scrapbooking sections. These are, look how cute they are. They're super duper cute. I don't know if you can see them. I'm going to pull one out so you can see it. Look how stinking cute these things are. Now, obviously, this is a lot smaller than this, so that may not work. I mean, we could still use it. Okay, we can still use it. Okay, I might put an extra one in here somewhere. Yep. All right, I'm going to just do that. Okay, and then we can use the micro mini dots. That's what I would use for this. Oops. Ah! Stuck to me. You can tell these are very strong. And these are the mini glue dots. Okay, so this is the big one. So I'm going to put that one there. Put this one at the top. Okay. Here we go. Let me put one down here. Okay, so I just put the glue dots like that. And voila. Let me see if there's, it looks like there's a little bit of extra there. So let me see if I can remove some extra glue. All right, so that looks cute enough. I think that looks great. And then we can put, like I said, a little bit of twine there. Okay, so that is that. Now we can always put some red beads here just to add a little bit of extra. Um, this is lifting up a lot, so I'm gonna. Now you could put foam squares. I think I did put a little bit of foam squares there. Since this is lifting a bit, I want to fix that. I don't want it to get damaged before it gets to the person, right? Okay. So there you have that with the tags and all. Yes, the papers are slightly different, but that's okay. You can use the back, the front, it doesn't matter. All right, next one up is, last but not least, is this little square one. Pull it out so you can see it a little bit better. All right. It's a tiny little card. The card base is white, and it looks like a 3x3 card. Yep, a 3x3 card, so it's going to be 3x6 white cardstock. All right, so I have this one, so I'm just going to cut this one down to size, since this is equivalent to half the paper, right? Okay. So so what I need to do is cut this at 3 inches for the height. Cut this again at 3 inches. I have enough for the tag, so I can actually die cut the tag. But I already have it die cut, so. Oh wait, I'm still going to need this because we need a patterned paper in the front. We can go ahead and use the trees on this one. I think this will really pop against the trees. We could, of course, use this piece. That'll look nice. Or we can use this piece. So I think I'm going to go with this piece most of all because I think it really pops. So I am going to go ahead and do a 3x3 on the pattern paper for the front of the card. Probably should be the instructions, but I think I got it. All right. So this is, we're going to glue this one down. Again, if you like this pattern paper, go ahead and use that, but I'm going to just change it up a little bit since I already have one. Like all my cards, look slightly different. It's just the way I am. So this one can be used as a tag. You can always just punch a hole here and use it as a tag. Or you can use it as a little card for, just put it in your gift bag. There we go. There, perfectly aligned now. Now we need to do some stamping. I cut out an extra one. One's going to say Happy Holidays. This one doesn't say Happy Holidays, but I do have the stamp. Okay. So I think I want to change it up. I think I want to use Let's Decorate. Let's Decorate. Is that big enough? No, it's too much. Too much wording. All right, but I know the one I already have will work. So I'll just use this one. And Rosy Meadow. Let me just open this up carefully. Okay. I'm going to stamp this. Oh, it's a little too much for that tiny one. Okay, that's okay. I'll wipe this down and look for my happy holidays, which is going to be in a different stamp. All right. I have it. Hold for a second. All right. So I do have happy holidays here. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it is. Okay. So this is the happy holidays that was used for this one. So you can certainly use that. Or you can use this little one here. I think I'll use Okay, so I need this one here. Put the word happy on the top. I'm touching right underneath his O. Making sure that the O is underneath his H so that everything lines up. See there? Just goes down once, you can see. And it should fit nicely on here. Okay. One second. Stamp. This over here. That looks good. All right. So that's done. So I used the stamp quite a bit already, even though it's a new stamp. Towel. I got all the ink out. Just like that. See this spot there. All right. So let's go ahead and I'll move this to the side. Close this up so it's out of my way. Now we're going to need the black memento for the best guess here. That looks good. That looks really good. Mine's a little messed up here, but that's okay. Let me just use my scissors to kind of fix that a little bit. Alright. But other than that, looks pretty good. It's not perfect, but it looks really good. So you don't have to worry about making boo-boos. You can just use it as is. Alright, we're going to put some foamies in the back. Make it three-dimensional. Put a lot. That's okay. I'm going to put some on the happy holidays. Oh, I did the happy holidays on this side. Alright, that's okay. I'll do it the other way. Make it a little different. test. It's always embarrassing. I go to the doctors and I have all these pinky fingers. It's like, I'm sorry. I'm an artist. It's hard to not have inky fingers. I like to do stamping and inking and doing all kinds of fun stuff. They actually gave me these huge gloves that goes all the way up to my entire arm, so I could shower. But this was just like a pen that exploded in my hand. This is like, you want me to rebandage it for you? Yeah. Because then what if the other side gets dirty too? Alright, let me remove this. Back to this. And I think this is like super easy. Now think about it, if you had a tag, if you don't have these dies, but you can still kind of create a tag, right? Just with the papers, which is really nice. This time we're going to go like this. Move this over. That is forgiven. Being very careful. Move this over just a tad. Move this over here. Alright, and then I'll put the gems. Scoop these up. Nice little spot. There. Some Lucy's. Okay. So there we have it. And it looks slightly different, but it's still the same. It's awesome. So here are cards. Let me show you all the cards that we made today. Oops. So we grabbed the ones we made today. And that is this, and this. Two cards and two tags. Two cards and two tags. Oh, here it is. So these are the ones that we made today. I hope you enjoyed it. My blog is francisames.com, and I'm going to put that in the description down below. So I'm going to make sure I have some dimensions, and I'm going to put that on. So make sure you check back on by Thursday. I should have all the pictures and the dimensions of these, and including who designed them. All right, I designed this one, but other people designed the others. So thank you so much for joining me today. Check back at the calendar. You can check my calendar at francisames.com/papercrafts. That's my blog. And in my Stampin' Up website, I also have a calendar of events that you can check out, and you can buy the products if you'd like. That's francisames.stampinup.net. Thank you. Have a wonderful day. Hope you enjoyed it.